So as you can see, I am completely barefaced, something that I have never done before, but because this video is the power of makeup, you're gonna see me from start to finish. I'm gonna start with half of my face because that's the way the videos are done. And then I am going to finish it off in a part 2 video just so that it's not so long on one video, and actually talk to you a little bit about my journey with alopecia. So the first thing I always do is I do my forehead. I have to draw in my eyebrows or else I cannot put on my shadows because I don't know kind of where to stop. So if you see kind of faint, like a faint shadow there, I actually had my eyebrows microbladed twice. A good friend of mine was going for her final to gain her license and had asked for volunteers, and I said I would love to be a volunteer because I already had been thinking about it, but they can get quite expensive. So she did it one time and unfortunately didn't take, so I don't know if it really adheres better to hair because I have obviously only skin. And then we went for a touch-up, you know, a couple of weeks later. So what it actually did, even though it really didn't stick, is that it kind of gave me a nice template to do my eyebrows. So it was okay. I mean, it was for free. I wasn't going to complain, and maybe it just doesn't take too well just to skin. It also has to adhere to hair. So I always start out with my primer. So I'm going to be going in with my Becca matte primer. I'm going to be at a fair today, so I wanted something like primer and foundation that are going to withstand the heat because it is going to be warm today. So then for foundation, I'm using my It Cosmetics CC cream because of the SPF, again, because we're going to be outside. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that because we're just doing half the face. Then I'm going to set that with powder. I'm using my Flower Beauty loose powder. And then to draw in my eyebrows, I use my Revlon ColorStay eyeliner in brown. I've been trying to, over the years, find something that is completely like waterproof, doesn't smudge, but it's such a hard thing to find a pencil that really sticks to that or can do that. I've used eyebrow pencils before, but they tend to be waxy, so they're hard to glide across the skin because they're meant to adhere to hair, so they have to be a little waxier just to kind of catch on. It's very hard to do it on skin, so I haven't really been buying eyebrow pencils. I've been buying like eyeliner pencils, and then what I do is I will set it and redraw it in to kind of make sure that it doesn't budge. And then what I do is I will set it with a pressed powder and draw back over it. I just find that when I do that, it sticks better and it doesn't seem to budge or smudge during the day. So now that I have the eyebrow drawn on, what I always do is I tightline the top of my eyes because I can't tightline just like that without holding it up. And once I have the shadow on, I don't want to ruin the look. So I always end up doing that first before I start to make sure that it's already done. Once I've done the tight line, I am going to go ahead and add my eyeshadow primer. Then I always set down my primer with a shadow, and I'm just using one of my ColourPop pressed shadows, something that is close to my own skin tone, to make sure that that's just set down. I'm going to do a look today that I like very much, and for me it really shows the contrast between this side of the face and this side of the face, and you'll see what I mean as I continue on and when you see the finished look. So I'm going in with my Pat McGrath Black Smudge Liner Eye Kohl. I have her Dark Matter 006 set, and that's what I'm going to be using to do the top of my eyes today. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw on the lid and then smudge that out. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and start smudging that out a bit. I have it smudged up a little bit, so I just kind of wanted to buff that out just a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the dark matter pigment, which is basically just a black pigment. It is one of the best that I have ever tried. So I'm going to put that on the lid, and then I'm going to start rolling that upwards to just start, obviously so you can see the color because my eyes are hooded, but then just start blending that out. So as you can see, I buffed that out so the black is really, you know, really sharp on the lid, and then kind of just tapers off as it goes a little higher. And then what I'm going to do is, this is really the star of this set, which is the ultraviolet blue pigment, and that's what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my MAC 242 as I normally do. I'm going to spray it with a little Fix Plus, and then I'm just going to pack that on the lid. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that out up top so it's not so harsh. Then I'm gonna go in with the Astral White pigment, which is this. It's basically almost like a see-through glitter, but once it sits on the eyes, and I'll show you what I mean, it's gonna completely change the way this looks. Going to blend that out again up top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my ColourPop pressed shadows, and this one is in popular demand, to buff out the top a little more and to just add a little more something up there. Then I'm going to grab Hear Me Out, which is not a stark white, but more like an off-white, and I am just going to highlight the brow bone. I don't want anything really sparkly to put on today. I'm going to clean up under the eyes because that's the top of the eyes already done, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my winged liner after I clean up. I'm going to use my Inglot gel liner to do my liner today. And on a normal basis, if I'm doing like an everyday look, I will do the line. That pretty much kind of, in a way, tricks the eye. You know, anybody looking at me that doesn't know that I don't have eyelashes, that, you know, there's something on there, because as you can see, this is just, even if I had eyebrows there, it's just completely bare. And you can tell that I don't have any eyelashes. So I use liner on a daily basis. I don't go to work looking like this every day, but I use liner on a daily basis to kind of mimic the look of lashes. So I'm going to do my liner off camera because it does take a while, and then I'll come back and we'll finish this half of the face. Now with the eyes done, I'm going to go ahead and complete this half of the face. I do put on lashes. I'm going to do that today, though I don't normally wear them on a daily basis because they can get a little difficult to kind of master, for me anyway, when you don't have eyelashes, because you don't have anything to kind of hold them up. So for me, like, I'm getting better, but it's still a constant struggle to not actually get it in my eye, but get it as close to the lash line as possible. So I'm going to go back in with my Becca primer, and I'm going to prime my skin. Then I'm going to go back into my CC cream from It Cosmetics. Actually, we're not going to do that first. We are going to color correct under the eyes. So for me, I have dark circles. So this is the power that I use under my eyes to get rid of the dark circles. Just gonna take a Real Technique sponge and use the pointed end, and I'm gonna press that into the skin. It'll move around a bit, which is fine, but I'm personally not moving it around, I'm just pressing. And it's going to stay orange, but once I put on the foundation and then the concealer, everything all disappears as far as the orange goes. So now we can go into the CC cream. For concealer today, I'm going to be using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I'm going to be using my NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and that's going to be in Caramel. What I've been finding lately is that I am really going towards using concealers that are my skin tone, not so much very light. I know a lot of people use that, but to me that's really more Instagram makeup, and I lighten up under there anyway with banana powder, but I find that for me it looks better as I get older to use something that's my skin tone and not lighter. It helps me to, you know, just look awake and kind of alive without having all that darkness and stuff under there. I'm gonna take my Anastasia banana powder, that's what I normally use to set under my eyes, and I'm gonna do that to make sure that nothing creases or crepes throughout the day. Then I'm gonna set the face with the Flower Beauty loose powder. It just mattifies everything down and really makes it look nice, and also helps to make sure that my face stays matte throughout the day, because I have an oily T-zone, and during the summer I do tend to sweat, so this my cheeks usually get slick. So powder helps to kind of diminish that throughout the day. So what I'm going to do is I am now going to finish off the bottom portion of the eyes, but I decided that I wanted to do something a little different, so I am going to put purple under there, just to kind of give another illusion of lashes, because there's sometimes that I will do a full face of makeup and still will not put on lashes, only because I feel like I don't want to make the time, or I'm okay without them. They do take getting used to, and you do feel them on your eyes, especially when you're not used to wearing them every single day. So for me, it's one of those things where I pick and choose my battles. Today I will put it on so you see the difference, obviously, between this side and that side. But for the most part, even if I do full face, lip liner, contour, everything, there are times that I will not put on lashes just because. So I am going to use purple, like I said, under the eyes. And I'm going to start in with my Ardency in Shadow in Royal. I love this color, and not only the color, but also the formula of this, because it really sticks nicely onto the eyes. This is always not a struggle, I should say, but I want to make sure that I do this right, because I have, like I said, no lashes, not even at the bottom, so I got to get as close to the lash line as possible without actually getting it into my eye. So you can already see how pigmented that is. I mean, this shadow is absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to use the same brush, and I'm just going to start kind of buffing that out just a bit. And then I'm going to grab my Sugar Pill Poison Plum, which you guys have seen this before on my channel. It is basically my favorite purple. Sugar Pill has such great shadows. So I'm just dipping a small brush in here, and then I'm going to use that to basically buff out the Ardency and Shadow that I used. So that buffed it out a good amount. It's a little lighter, it's a little softer, and I like the way that looks. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then I am going to line the waterline. And for that, I'm going to be using the same pencil that I used up top. And then for the inner corner, I am going to use my NYX duochrome highlighter. I just love the way this looks on the inner corner. It is so nice, and it's got a purple shift to it, so I think it's going to look nice with this look. So for now, that's the eyes done until I get the lashes. And what I always do is I always bronze the skin. I like to warm up the skin, so I'm going to do that now. And I'm actually going to be using a new bronzer from Lottie London. This is the Tan Time Bronzer, and they sell it at Ulta. By the time this video goes up, I will already have put one up about this. I bought a bunch of products from Lottie London, so I did a first impressions kind of try on video, so that will be up before you see this one. I don't contour daily. It's just not something that appeals to me overall, but I will bronze the skin to just add a little warmth on the outer portion of the face. For blush, I'm going to be using my Morphe 9B palette, and I'm going to be mixing these two shades on the bottom. This palette, when I got it, I was like so excited. I've had it for a while, but the blushes are really good. For highlighter today, I'm going to be using my Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I didn't want anything too over the top, especially because I'm just going to a fair today, but I still wanted a little something. This highlighter is amazing for that because it gives you this brightness to the skin without necessarily a lot of glitter or, you know, chunks of this shininess or anything. So for lips today, I am going to go in with a combo that I absolutely love and use a lot. Whenever I travel, it is literally the first two lip products that I always pick, even if I add a couple more pieces. So the first thing is a lip pencil. This is in Cher by Gerard Cosmetics. And then I'm going to use the Hydra Matte in Cher as well. It feels weird to put makeup like on half your face. So I'm going to put on the lashes off camera, and then I'll come back once I'm done with doing that. So I went ahead and applied the false lashes to my eye, and then just kind of let my hair down a little bit. I had it back with bobby pins so I wouldn't get any product on it. For me, obviously, the power of makeup is a little different. My power of makeup also includes hair. As you can see, there's a difference between that side and that side. But this is what the power of makeup is to me. The power of makeup is completely different for every single individual, whether you decide not to wear it at all or you decide to beat your face for the gods, as I like to say. Anything that you do is your business. There is nothing that you need to feel ashamed of or, you know, feel like you're so different. If you don't want to wear any makeup because you're okay with natural beauty, you don't feel like you need to put anything on, that's okay. And if you want to wear pounds of makeup, not because you don't think that natural beauty is beautiful, but because you love it, that also is okay. What we need to remember is if you're looking at someone else, or even if I'm looking at myself, because again, my power of makeup is a lot different. When I look at myself with nothing on, there are days that I look in the mirror and say, wow, I feel so unattractive. And I think it's par for the course because, you know, I think society places so much importance on a woman's hair. You know, you hear people go, oh, if a woman has short hair, she's unattractive. Says who? Says who? You can wear your hair how you want it. You want to shave it bald? Go for it. You want to wear a mohawk? Go for it. You want to wear it down to your ankles? Go for it. You want a pixie cut? Absolutely go for it. There should be no one out there who is judging you because of how you choose to present yourself, how you choose to look. So again, if you're looking at someone else, and also for you individually, remember that this person and this person are the same person. So it's not going to change who you are because you look like this or you look like that. I kind of battled back and forth as to whether or not I was going to leave this off while I did my makeup, and that's the reason why it took me so long to actually put this video together. But I came to the conclusion, and my comfort level was to leave it on because I do wear a wig daily. But when I come home after work, you know how women just like pling with the bra off the shirt? That's me. I'm plinging the bra off. I'm taking the wig off as well because it can get uncomfortable sometimes. But again, this was my comfort level. This is what I wanted to show you on camera. But I hope it's something that you enjoyed, and I hope that you see the deeper message of the power of makeup. When Nikki Tutorials did this, and I saw it at first, I'm like, who the heck, makeup shaming is a thing? It really, really is. And I think that that just goes, you know, as trivial as that may be, what I think basically it boils down to is that you do you, and the next person next to you that decides to do something different is no different from you. They just made a choice in a different direction. You have no cause and no right to judge anyone on what they choose to do or not do, because yours is different. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Please subscribe before you leave. Also click that little bell so you get alerted as to whenever I upload new content. Please give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in part 2 where I finish off the rest of my face. Take care, beauties. Bye.